Alphas, welcome back to my channel. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. Hope everybody's enjoying their day. Everybody's staying safe, staying healthy. And as you guys can probably guess by the title, this is going to be a video on how to be confident. I feel like a lot of my friends, a lot of you guys on Instagram, you guys hit me up, you're like, oh my God, either in direct message or comment and say, I wish I was so confident to wear that, to post that, to say that, or to believe that about myself. And I've had so many, at least real life friends tell me that too. And so I felt like this was a needed video because a lot of us struggle with either self-confidence now or in the past. And hopefully this video will help you on coming to terms with your self-worth and your own confidence and help that shine through and just, be the most confident person you can be, because I truly believe, and I've seen it, that confident women walk differently in the world. I just want to get into it and start off by saying that this conversation was sparked by a friend of mine who actually just hit me up and was just like, do you think that I'm like a bad bitch and I'm confident, da da da. And of course, if you're my friend, and I say this because I know how selective I am about my friends, then you're a bad bitch. Like you're a great one because you're a great person, or you're confident, you're a killer, you're funny, whatever the traits may be, you are an awesome person. So of course I was like, duh, like I'm a bad bitch, you're a bad bitch, of course. So her and I'm gonna combine the stories just so these two people don't feel like they're getting spotlighted. So I'm gonna be combining the stories. She was just wondering, like, why she's always feeling down about herself, especially with this quarantine going on. I know a lot of us are feeling very isolated because a lot of us are physically isolated within our houses, from our communities, from our friends, from our loved ones. So it's definitely hitting her, and I guess she's been doing a lot of self-realization and figuring out that she's been letting a lot of things slide in her relationship. She hasn't been speaking up for herself. She's just kind of been going with the flow to appear like the easygoing girlfriend, And I know a lot of us have been there before, where it's like, well, I want to appear this way, even though you probably might be a different, totally like 180 of that. That's really what sparked this conversation, was because she was feeling really down about herself, and the other person was just, in a sense, feeling lost within themselves. So one of my friends was feeling lost within her relationship. The other friend was feeling lost just, moving through life in different spaces. So here we go. How to be confident. To me, the way you are confident is by knowing your self-worth. And I feel like a lot of people say that and they don't really elaborate on that. So what I mean about self-worth is to know that your value is totally internal. Like I said, some people might speak bad about you who don't know you or who do know you, and you might be a negative character in their life, and for others you might be positive, and it might be vice versa. Let them have that version of you. They can own that version of you in their life, but that's their life. That should not affect you. There's nothing better than going to bed with the peace that you know your truth. There's nothing better than that. I've been in many situations where it's like, you don't know me, you're bad mouthing me, or you think I'm one way but I'm another. You think because I post this I'm actually this type of person, but those are things that those people are thinking or have past experiences with, and you don't have to subject yourself to comparisons or somebody's past. So that's what I mean by having self-worth, is by knowing that you have inner peace wherever you go, in every space. On top of that, number 2 is acceptance. And what I mean by acceptance is that you have to carry yourself and know that you belong in every space. I have, for example, a cousin and a friend where I would take them out, and side note, I love going to LA. I'm from LA. My family's majority of them are from Los Angeles, East Side. And it's just so much fun to explore LA. If you live outside of LA, then you know that the further east you go, or anywhere you go from the city, there's a lot less to do, a lot less creativity, Just so much less to do. There's so many things to do in LA. So just fun fact, I love LA. Second, um, I would go to all these different places just because I'm that type of person. I'm a Libra. I like everything. I like balance. I like to go to like art shows, music festivals. I like to go to art museums like the Getty Villa. Um, just all those things. So my point I'm trying to say is that I had no problem going anywhere in LA doing anything that I wanted to do. We can go to like the hole in the walls. We could go to the really bougie places, you know, like the Perch. There's Craig's. There's where did we go? We went somewhere off Grand in downtown LA by the LACMA Museum or whatever, and it was beautiful. It was bougie. You could tell it was very high class. And of course, I wanted to go because why not? It's something to do. It's aesthetic. It's cute. It's fun. It was a bar. Um, and we looked cute that day. I was like, F it. Why not? We went to the museum. Let's just go. So I'm telling my cousin, you know, let's go in. And she looks very shut down. It's not in her nature to be very shut down, especially like after having a great day. It was just so random, and I asked her, I was like, you know, what's up? Like, you're acting a little different. And she was just like, oh no, I just never, you know, been here, something like that. I was like, oh well, me either. But to her, she was just uncomfortable being there because of the type of place it was, that it was very high class. And that's what I mean by acceptance, in the sense of you have to accept yourself as you are, and that you belong in every space. You, just because of the way your upbringing, maybe you know, you're not high class in the sense of like your tax bracket, but again, like that doesn't mean that you can't be in that space, that you can't enjoy these kinds of experiences once in a while. That's a form of self-care. So that's what I mean by acceptance. Accept that you belong in every space. um Three, what I would say in terms of just living life and being confident in your life and who you are when you're with somebody in a relationship, is that I would say get to know yourself, know what you like. In other words, have hobbies and preferences, you know, have an opinion about subjects. And you can only do that by doing things alone, trying things on your own. Because I remember, this is advice my mother gave me when I was like 14. I've liked boys since I was 5, so she had to give it to me early. She always told me, have your own life. And when you're with somebody, that they should add to your life and you should add to theirs. It should be a give and take, a beautiful dance, you know. Um, but what I mean by have your own life and have your own hobbies is the sense of when you're by yourself and you're single, that should be the best time for you to explore. You know, do you like art, as in painting? Do you like art as in, you know, just observing, going to a museum? Do you like art in the sense of like, I like going to the theater and watching musicals like Wicked or Les Miserables? I love both. But I I always thought I really loved art. Now I know the type of art I like, because sometimes I would go to a museum and I was like, wow, I thought I loved art. I'm kind of bored here. Oh, well, the Getty Villa was perfect for me because I love the Roman, Greek, and Mesopotamian eras. That just fascinates me. So you have to keep trying things to, you know, see what you like, because when you try things and have hobbies while you're single, when you're dating, it's just like a whole other arena, because now you know what you like. You'll find somebody who hopefully likes some of the things that you like. You have more to talk about because you're living your own life, even though you're with this person now as a girlfriend, as a boyfriend, as a wife, whatever, a husband. Um, so yeah, I know some people might critique, especially the older generation. You know, I can hear my abuelita in my head right now. Like, hobbies are for like the rich people. Hobbies are da 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 da, whatever. Okay, I understand that some hobbies take money. For instance, I took bachata class because I just love to dance, and I've always wanted to not be like a professional dancer, but I've always wanted to be able to look beautiful on the dance floor for salsa, bachata, cumbia, and you know, I already know the cumbia, but that did cost money, but that's what I wanted to do. But on the same token, there are classes to do that for free. You just have to look for them. So yeah, just do things that bring you joy. And sometimes it's okay to do hobbies that don't really maybe get you further in your career, because some hobbies are just for pleasure, and that's totally fine, because you should be able to enjoy your life, and you should, and if that makes you happy, that makes you confident, being like, wow, I know I look great on the dance floor, then do it. Like there's no downside to it if it adds to your confidence. I know when I started taking bachata, poof, my confidence went through the roof, because I started doing great. I felt great even before other people started telling me that I looked great doing it. So again, I already had that confidence, and your confidence just keeps building and building and building. It's like blocks. Um, and continuing on that, for a relationship, I feel, and in my experience, and in the experiences of my girlfriends too, they tell me their relationship stuff with their boyfriends, that once you just keep focusing on each other, and you do the same old, hi, how are you, how was your day, I went to work, oh, you did too, I talked to your mom, like it becomes so routine that you lose yourself. You guys are both so identified as us in our relationship, which is nothing wrong with that. That's just a natural progression. But to keep the spark alive, to keep yourself happy, and to keep the conversation flowing, you have to keep living, to an extent, your own life. Maybe your dude likes cars. Perfect example. This dude I was dating, he loves cars. I don't really care about cars, don't know anything about it, but I like to dance. He didn't know about it. He wasn't Latino, so he didn't know what this was. The style of dance. He didn't get the purpose of it. But that was something to talk about and see, like, oh, well, I'll go try that. You come try this. And if we don't like it, fine. But, at least you have that conversation, and you have things that are your own. So that's the third thing in building confidence, is getting to know yourself, what you like, what you don't like, your hobbies, because it will give you confidence in your life, but it'll also give you confidence, and give you the security, and there you go, the reassurance of knowing that you know yourself and who you are in this relationship. And then four to me, to help build your confidence, is the people you surround yourself with. And I know this is one I'm going to get some heat for, because there's just different opinions on this, and that's fine, because everyone has different opinions. But what I mean about your environment is the connections you keep. And I think I can honestly say I probably have about 10 really close friends that, I talk to all the time. We send memes to each other. We talk about each other's families. I met their families. We have history through high school, college, sorority, whatever, wherever we met, that we're still really tight. And then I have other friends where I know, don't ask me, I know, and this is the key, that they are just my going out friends. They're just my fun time. I'm down, want to go out for tonight. I don't really care what I'm doing, kind of friends. And that's fine. You have a category for everybody. Not everybody is going to be the same level of friend. So you shouldn't treat them like your best friend if you guys haven't built that relationship. And I'm not just saying that like they haven't earned that for you, because I really believe to have good friends, you have to be a good friend. So I feel like whenever I meet somebody who's like, oh, I don't need friends, to me, that tells me either one, you don't really care about relationships to foster them. You don't really have practice, or you don't care to put in the practice that it takes to keep really healthy, really good relationships, because you might be not self-aware, and that is the least attractive thing to me. So yeah, that's what that tells me. So yeah, there's your really good friends, there's your going out friends, and you really need to understand who is in what camp, because the closest people to you should only be close if you're close in their life too. Like, is this the friend you can talk to when you're having a bad day, when you and your boyfriend are fighting? And even then, like, does your friend know when you're venting? Does your friend know when to step in? Does your friend know how you have to hear some advice so that you can like make it applicable to your own life? Or is she just, bad mouthing you, making you feel like shit? Is that her intention? Is she going through something? So many things. You really have to know who's in your inner circle and who are just for the good time. and that's fine. Um, I feel like this is such a struggle for people when they're younger, unless you're different in that sense that you really care about close relationships. Like I have always been, I've always cared about my close relationships. I guess I just learned that early, and it's benefited me all the way till now. You guys know who you are. Love you guys, my best friends. Um, but I feel like a lot of younger people and people my age, like 25, I'll even say 30, because like I think 30 is like the oldest millennial you can be, right? Um, a lot of people love drama. A lot of people love drama, and I mean this. It's different when you're just hearing drama and it's like, oh, okay, you're just listening, you know, because it comes your way. But to be participating in drama, to be friends with people who constantly have drama or are creating drama in their life, acting like things just happen to them. I had an ex-friend like that too, totally saw through it, and I just silently started distancing myself or giving less information about myself, because I was like, you're now in this camp when I thought you could be in this camp. So I know, like I said, a lot of people don't like to do this because everybody wants to be a savage, everybody doesn't want to have feelings, da 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 da. That will bite you in the ass later. Um, that's for sure, because I feel, and I have relatives who surround themselves with people like this all the time, which is fine, because like I said, some people are just to go out and have a good time with, and other people are, you know, really good friends who are going to be at the carne asada in 10 years when you guys all have kids, or one of you has kids, you know. But yeah, he always, all his friends he goes out with, they always talk crap about somebody. They're not a good friend. All they do is just party, and you know, maybe even badmouth that person. They won't stick up for you. And to me, it's just like, why are you putting so much energy and time into those relationships who are just who are people who are just fickle and for the moment, when you could be fostering those two good relationships you have that could probably be there for you when something really hits the fan, or you're in trouble, or you just need help. You know, I'll never understand that, because, and I say that because, and the reason I say that is because good relationships build your self-esteem. Sometimes your strong friend, you know, they're gonna be down. They're gonna have family issues. I can't tell you how many times I've been that friend where people look to me for assistance, or they look to me for advice, and it's like, I have no problem giving that. I think it just comes natural, and I really, if I really care about them, you know, I'll put more time in. But that a lot of people don't check up on me because they think I have it all together. She's confident, she knows what she's doing, you know. Sometimes you know what you're doing, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're having a good day, and sometimes things really happen in someone's life. And um I know that when things have happened in my life, those same people who I've had for friends, who have been my friends for about 10 years, 6 years, whatever the case may be, have been the people that listen to me, who help me, who have shown up at my door, who have Venmoed me when I needed that extra 20 for gas really quickly. And you think it's not a big deal, but it really is. You really need that support system. You know, if I'm like, oh, I'm going to go on a diet, and my friend will be like, oh, okay, great, why? Or, oh, okay, great, yeah, you should. I'm going to do it with you too, da-da-da, let's make a pact. Like, those are some good friends, and you need that because they build your self-esteem. To me, you should think about it like this. If you have really good friends, then that means you are a really good person. That's how I feel about it. It's like, I have to be a really great person to have had friends for about 10 years, and they have to be really great people, which is means two great people found each other, you know. So that's another way to build your self-esteem, is to focus on being a good person, because a good friend, because that means you're gonna have good friends, and in turn, you know, it's just a reflection of who you are in a way. um, and yes, I think lastly, for self-confidence, is, I feel like once you master these four, this kind of comes a little easier, is what I should say, is not settling. And I'm just going to speak more about not settling as in terms of relationships and dating, because that's really the only thing I feel like I could really apply to, is when you have self-confidence, you know not to settle. And you know that because, one, as I said, you know your worth, like we talked about. You've accepted yourself. 3, you really know your connections and who you vibe with, who's allowed in your space, you know, to what degree. And so once you've practiced all of those things, I feel like this kind of comes a little bit easier. And this is what I mean. I feel like a lot of times, especially girls, and again, I can only speak for girls because that's my experience, that's what I hear, that's what I see, is that a lot of my friends will say, oh, my man is acting this way, or the guy they're dating is acting this way. All of a sudden, he was so sweet, he was great when he started dating me, all of a sudden he's being sideways or just being different. And I've had enough. You know, you always hear that. I've had enough, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. Sidebar, if you have to continuously say you're done, you are not done. That's all. Like, when my friends tell me that, I just know, I'm like, no, you're not done. Because I've been there. I've been that person. I think when you're younger, it's just a little difficult and you have to go through it. But I've been that person. When you keep saying you're done, you're done, you're done, I know you're not done. Because when you're really done, it's a shift. You don't have to say it. You don't have to project it. You're just gonna do it. You don't have to do all of this. You're just gonna start making those steps and executing. So that's the sidebar. But what I'm saying is that, you know, they'll just tell me, you know, I'm done, and you know, what could I do to change it, you know, like to fix it. And my thing is, and this is the advice I gave my friend actually, is you have to listen to them. Because if you feel like they might be done, okay, great, this is kind of your chance as your friend to gently give your advice and say to them, well, if you do all these things that I recommend or that you say you're gonna do, are you prepared to leave? Because a lot of times I find that girls are saying, you know, okay, I'm gonna do this, but then they'll ask me, okay, what if he doesn't, you know, fix it? What if he doesn't come around? Then you leave. Like, then you are done. You have to be done. If you say you're done and you're not, and you keep going back and forth, that man, that person knows that they can just keep playing with you because you keep moving your boundaries. You say this, but then you do this. You say this, but then you give in. They're playing with your boundaries. So to that person who's saying, but then what if he doesn't? Then that's time to leave and not settle. That to me is having confidence, because you're confident in knowing that, hey, he's saying I'm needy because I'm just expressing that these are the things I need. These are my boundaries. He's calling you needy. Okay, no, you're not needy. You have needs, and those are perfectly healthy, just like he does. So if somebody's messing with your boundaries, disrespecting you, you have to have the self-confidence to walk away or say what you mean and mean what you say and execute. If you say you're done because he cheated, then be done and go. If you say you're done because I've told you 1,000 times, you know, that I didn't want to catch you talking to this girl, then girl, go. Like, he can have that girl. It's no sweat off your back. So that to me is kind of when you've already evolved and have practiced those other things we talked about. But yeah, guys, that's, to me, that's being confident, is just knowing your self-worth, keeping good people around you, and knowing what kind of people are around you, like being really real with yourself, accepting that you belong in all spaces, and not settling. Definitely those are things that confident people do. They project. And thank you so much for everybody who feels that I give them a little bit of confidence. My joy definitely is to get other people, especially women, confident, to be, you know, self-aware and have self-esteem. And I really hope that you guys take what I've said and practice it into your own lives, because I want all of us to be able to post that picture, to be able to walk away from that relationship, or, you know, to communicate better and set your foot and be like, no, these are my boundaries, you know? So I hope that helps. This kind of ends that video on how to be confident. But thank you, babes. You have been great. Besitos. I'll hit you guys back with another video. Before I go, just have to let you know we're still going strong on the nutritarian diet. This is gonna be this is the second week. So I'm officially done. I think it's sometime mid-June. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. But hit me up on Instagram at Amanda the Alpha. That's 2 A's at the end, and I'll link it down below. Comment, like, please subscribe. Okay, bye, beautifuls. Bye.